Welcome to From the Prayer Chair. As some of you may be aware, others may not, Father Jack is on vacation. He will be back for next weekend, but for this weekend we have a special guest presenter for From the Prayer Chair. This week you'll be seeing the homily as delivered at the 5:30 Mass from this Saturday by Father John Lyle, who is working with us for the weekend. Again, Father Jack will be back next weekend, but until then, please enjoy this message from Father Lyle. Thank you.
Today, for the third week in a row, the Gospel focuses our attention on a vineyard, the owner of the vineyard, the workers in the vineyard. We've been focused on this for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks ago, if you remember, the Gospel was the owner of the vineyard who went out looking for workers. He went out over and over and over again. He went out at 6 o'clock. He went out at 9 o'clock. Why are you standing around? Come work in my vineyard. All day long, he was calling for workers. Calling for workers to come to the vineyard. Last weekend, it was the father who had a vineyard. And he says to his 2 sons, go out and work in the vineyard. And we remember one says, no, I won't go. And then he changed his mind and went. The other said, yes, I will, but didn't go. The response. How do we respond to the call to go and work in the vineyard? And this week, our focus is on what do we produce in the vineyard? What are we supposed to be doing in this vineyard? Producing fruit. Producing fruit. So for 3 weeks we've been focused on the vineyard, the owner of the vineyard, the workers in the vineyard, the call to go to the vineyard, how do we respond, and what kind of fruit am I producing? This is kind of a theme that runs all through St. Matthew's Gospel. St. Matthew, in his Gospel, Jesus is concerned with deeds, with action, with results. Right at the very beginning of the Gospel, during the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the ones who do. The ones who do the will of my Father. Last week, Jesus said to the scribes and Pharisees of the 2 sons, which one did the will of the Father? The one who obeyed him. Today, we're challenged to think about, what am I producing in this vineyard? Jesus tells us we have to produce fruit. The vineyard was taken away from those people who didn't produce fruit. What kind of fruit are we supposed to be producing? Compassion, mercy, forgiveness, kindness, generosity, service to others. These are the fruit that we are called to produce. At the very end of St. Matthew's Gospel, the great scene of the Last Judgment, separating the goats from the sheep, those on the left, those on the right. And they say, Lord, Lord, when did we ever see you hungry, or thirsty, or naked, or ill, or in present. When did we ever see that? And meet your needs. And Jesus says, whatever you did to the least of these, you did unto me. You know, many people know all about Jesus. Many people listen to Jesus. Every week they listen to Jesus. They know everything Jesus says. They understand everything Jesus taught. But they don't do anything. Not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. The one who does the will of my Father. We've kind of been head over head with this in Matthew's Gospel. Last week, the call to come work in the vineyard. 2 weeks ago, the call to come in the vineyard. Last week, how do I respond to that call? And now, what kind of fruit am I going to produce? Jesus challenges us to produce fruit. Charity, compassion, generosity, kindness, mercy, service. That's what we're called to do. Which one did the will of the Father? The one that obeyed him. We're called not just to listen, not just to understand, not just to know what Jesus said, but to do what Jesus taught.